Hey, this is Brena Phelps from Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to another 5-minute marketing message where I share tips and strategies, my progress as I make money from home using the Fast Home Biz system through the National Wealth Center. And so last week I shared with you how I was using text messaging broadcasting, text message broadcasting to generate leads and make sales with my Fast Home Biz system. But today I want to share a little bit more in depth and in detail how I actually began this process and kind of what it has evolved to for me today. So when I first started, I'd never done it before. I'd never used text messaging before, but I chose it because I thought it was an effective way to get in front of my prospects very, very quickly. Most people have their telephones with them all of the times, their cell phones with them. And so just a little short message sent out through a text message provider actually sent my little text message off real quickly just to kind of get their attention and get people to my website or my capture page. Now, because I've been in network marketing for many years, one of the things that has always been drilled to me is, and I'm sure if you're a network marketer, you've heard this before, when you first get started, they tell you to make a list, and usually it's a list of 100 names. And then the next most important thing is to get those people or your prospects to a presentation. Get them to see a presentation. So you want eyeballs on your presentation. The third thing is that you want to follow up, and you want to follow up with them quickly. And of course, the fourth thing is to close the sale. So it's not really any different when you decide to make money online. That whole concept is no different. The only thing is that because you're doing it online, you have a little bit more leverage. And the second thing is that a lot of times people don't really know who you are because they don't get a chance to see you face to face. So what I did in my mindset when I started is I wanted to make sure that I thought through a process that would help me to put myself in the mindset of my prospect, someone who doesn't really know who I am initially, and just try to put together a process that would really kind of break down some of those barriers. So the first thing I would say is that when I started this whole process, my whole mindset was to be consistent, to just start to establish some consistent activity on a regular basis. That has been one of the biggest things that keeps people from moving forward in their business. And I can surely tell you that's one of the things that has kind of hindered me in the past. And so when I decided to do the text messaging, the text message broadcasting, I set aside a budget that I knew I could stick to and I could do or send blast regularly every single week without fail. My next thing was that I was not focused on how many sales I was making. My focus was on how quickly I could build my list. And I had set out, and I remember when I started off the year 2016, and of course we were well into 2016, and I'm just really kind of starting this campaign. I started sometime in June. I started with a list of 0, and one of my goals for 2016 was to build my list to at least 1,000 subscribers. And so since starting this text blast campaign, I started with a list of 0, literally 0, and I've built the list so far to date to I've built my list from 0 to date to a little over 300 people. And as I said before, I started in June. It is now August. It's just the, I think it's the 8th of August. And so just my consistency has really started to pay off. And I have no doubt that by the end of the year, I will have not only have reach my goal, but definitely exceeded my goal. But now back to how my process and how it's evolved. So I sent out the text message and my follow-up. So the next step is the follow-up. I'm building my list, and so the next step is the follow-up. So when they opt in, when the prospect actually opts in or leaves their name and their email on my lead capture page, of course, now they become a part of my list, and now they receive messages from me via email through an autoresponder. So I have a series of autoresponder messages already set up. So that's part of the follow-up process. But I took it one step further because I knew that they were coming onto my list through text, and I just wanted to shoot off a quick text to them as soon as I knew that they opted in, or at least 24 hours after they opted in. Within 24 hours, I wanted to make sure I sent a quick little text message to them to let them know that, hey, really, I'm a real person. You visited my website. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Something to that effect. And when the person actually opts in, now they're taken to my presentation. So now I've already gotten 3 parts of that process taken care of. First off, I'm making my list. Number 2, I'm getting the eyeballs to my presentation. And number 3, I'm following up. And so one of the easy ways that I followed up is to just create a variation of 2 or 3 little short messages, basically introducing myself, because as I said, when you put yourself in the mindset of the prospect, when they get an email from you or a text message from you, first thing is like, the first thing in their mind probably is, who is this? Why are you texting me? What are you trying to sell me? So I try to address all of those things in that short little message. So basically I tell them who I am, where I'm from. I tell them why I'm contacting them. I'm contacting them because they opted into my list. And I want to make sure that they've seen the presentation and they have any questions, I can answer them. Very, very rejection-free process. And this was the kind of process that I wanted to have. So I'm not begging or chasing or trying to convince anybody of anything. And therefore, I only talk to the people who want to talk to me, and I engage in them. If they don't answer me back, that's fine. But if they do, now I've started some sort of engagement. So that's quickly my process. That's how it started to evolve over these last few weeks. I will continue to tweak that process, and just because I'm using it with the Fast Home Biz system, you can use that type of strategy with any home-based business that you are working. And if you're not working with one and you want to know more about the Fast Home Biz system, just go down to go down to the description box below this video and click on the link makemoneywithbrena.com. And also, before you leave, do subscribe to my channel, because as the weeks progress and I start to build and have more and more results, I certainly will share. I share what I learn. I share the tips of what's working, what's not working. But just be sure to subscribe. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.